cherish all the time you spend, you tuned into. It's time again to cherish all the time you spend, you tuned into. It's the number one podcast. The topics of discussion when we broadcast. So all them artificial man jokes, we do it natural from the concrete to a public standpoint. Real, wherever you're from, life is coexistence, but to know the real, you just gotta listen. Wherever you're from, life is coexistence, but to know the real, you just gotta listen.
What up, everybody, and welcome to the 52 Scott Podcast. This is For Women Wednesday. I'm your host, Freddie G, joined by my co-host, K Money, Slash, and Comedian 96. Collectively, we are the Mind of Men. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at 52 Scott Podcast, on Instagram and Facebook, the 52 Scott Podcast, and for all my YouTubers, don't forget to like and subscribe. All right, and welcome to another Women Wednesday. Okay, fellas, today's show was inspired by a TV show that I was watching, and there were three black guys who do not date black women. So, you know, they date outside their race. And so before I disclose a little bit about these three gentlemen and how they feel, what I want to do is for those listeners that know I love to write poetry. So today I want to share a poem with you guys today, and it's called Interracial Love. Wherever we go, people stop and stare. Our interracial love is sometimes hard to bear. My black skin, her white skin, make others ashamed. Our interracial love calls lots of flames. She's the forbidden fruit from her family tree. To some, the fruit is tainted because it was picked by me. Why does it matter that our skin color is not the same? Could it be years of dominance and oppression that has stained people's brain? It's like oil and water. They'll never mix. So seeing me with her always causes shit. White men say she should date her own. Black women say all she wants is his bone. Externally, I embrace my interracial love. Inside, I cringe every time we hug. Nevertheless, we continue to go against the grain. My interracial love will remain the same. So, fellas, I was watching a TV show, and there were three guys. And one guy, he was a 46-year-old musician, and he says he's tried to date black women, but he's always met with the same questions in some way, shape, or form.
Right.
It's either how many kids you got, how many baby mamas you got. And so that has always been an issue with him dating within his race. And so in addition to that, he's a musician, so his artistry, he appears to people as if he's kind of weird. So black women ain't feeling him.
Right.
Now, we'll tell you, he was dressed like an old farmer. Like, would look like he had a straw hat on with overalls and stuff. So I can see how people would look at him weird or whatever. But come on. It's a straw hat with overalls.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so he just have difficulty with black women accepting him for who he is.
Right.
Now, the second guy, he's 33 years old, and he's a school teacher. So he's practicing abstinence, and he has been practicing abstinence for 3 years because of his religious beliefs. So what happens is that when he meets black women and he explains to them how God-fearing he is, they're turned off by him because he's not sexually active. So they're not interested in him. And, you know, because he's God-fearing and religious. So let's just put it on a higher pedestal, my words. Let's say he's a preacher. Mm-hmm. He's not, but I'm just saying. What he's saying is that these women are turned off by this God-fearing religious man. So the black women are turned off. So it's hard for him to date black women because they're really not feeling him. So, and the third guy, he's a 28-year-old business owner. Now, he doesn't date black women because of his past experiences and with black women, and he says that they have a strong personality, and so to him, because of the strong personality, it's kind of hard for them, and these are his words, for them to stay in their place as a woman. And so what it is that he's saying that he learned from watching his mother to stay away from angry black women. He learned that from watching his mother.
Yeah, I've heard that.
So what do you guys think about interracial dating? How do you feel about it? And would you do it?
Excuse me. I actually did date outside my race when I was in the Navy, and I dealt with a lot of criticism, And I was always told to don't, if you can't bring them home and can't use your comb, you gotta heard that. And that was always going through my head.
Yeah. Yep.
So needless to say, we didn't end up together, but I always felt. I wasn't sure if I could bring how my mother would feel.
Yeah, see, now, same. Because my mom, that was one of the things she told me. She said, don't date outside your race. She said this. Now, what reason did she have to say that? I don't know. But now I understand why she said that. Because there are differences between the races and maybe not you and this specific person, but it could be her and her family. Or a family member, her mom or dad is racist,
right?
Don't like you, So these are the type of things you think about, or you should think about when you entering into these interracial relationships, because it happens, But same with me, I've done it before, and it's just, and I was younger, of course, teenager, and it was always a funny feeling about it. So. Since then, it's been, majority black women, so.
What about you, Comedian 96?
Now, same with, K-Money. Well, I was stationed overseas. I was stationed in Japan for 3 years. So, here's the thing. Yeah, so I dated several. But I stopped, I want to say, after the first year. And the problem was them being able to relate compatibility. Like, it was cool. You were beautiful, sexy, submissive, gorgeous. You had everything you wanted. But as far as things in common or things to talk about, that's what the issue was always. So
there was a communication gap.
Yeah, so communication barriers, nothing in common really. So it's like I gotta push this aside. Even if I don't know anything, we have nothing in common. We can't talk about nothing. It's like you got a good woman, but you have nothing to talk about with this person. So it's like talking to an empty. You get what I'm saying? You can't really have a deep thought conversation, pillow talk, none of that. Listen, so that goes
what that's called is emotionless. It's no emotion in that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it wouldn't be no emotion. And then what would happen
you
was,
ask yourself at this point, what are you doing?
That's one thing. And then the comb, you can't use your comb, don't bring it home. That was one thing. My mom said the same thing too, right? But I really didn't buy that part. My thing was, and Freddie G, you always talk about this self-preservation. Mm-hmm. If you marry outside of your race and it goes bad, that girl or that woman, to me, and I see it happen, they gonna go back to whatever, they're gonna go to where they were before. It's self-preservation after that. So say you lose your job, I lose my job, I lost everything, and then she like, okay, I'm going back to my family. I don't think that a person from another race would actually stick around. I'm not saying but I would say 80%. I would say 80% would probably go back to whatever race they were. So that'll be the scary part.
That's interesting. So you're saying that if you fall on hard times or whatever, so it's not, she'll end up going back to her family and just kind of leave you high and dry and won't go through whatever you're dealing with you.
Okay. That would be one scary reason why I wouldn't do it. So that's the thing. What they call them, bro pass, they're going overseas to get married. I said there's some things you might want to think about. Self-preservation. And then being able to not communicate with that person or not be able to have anything in common to talk about with that person. That was my big thing. So
for me, I have dated outside my race. Of course, I was in the military as well. And I never felt comfortable. I wouldn't even call it, man, I would say it lasted maybe 2 weeks. And the only reason it lasted that long is because I was
still trying to smash.
Well, yeah. but on top of that, it was I didn't know how to break it off. Because the reason for me breaking it off is not because I'm a racist or nothing like that. The reason why I wanted to break it off because I felt uncomfortable. I didn't like the looks. You know, I didn't really want to go out in public with you. You know, out in the daylight because I was, and then too I was young.
Right.
I was young, and so I didn't want to be seen in public with you because I didn't want the looks. I didn't want nobody, you know, looking at me.
Which is a very serious issue.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why I stand with that as far as when it comes to dating outside your race. I think a lot of times for black men, I can't speak for all of us.
Right.
But I know when I was younger, it was because of curiosity, sexual curiosity.
That's all it was. That's all. You know, that's all you thought you wanted. I mean, that was the first. That's the only thing we saw on TV and the movies. It's white girl naked.
Yeah.
You didn't see no black women naked. We didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they had them. I'm sure they did.
They did.
But when you think of Playboy and the magazines when we were kids,
right?
You always saw the white women.
Yeah. And so that's what I think brought the curiosity about.
Yeah. Yeah,
you know,
and all of the models and stuff that you would see. And
I
know Comedian 96. He used to look in the JCPenney magazines at the panties and bra section.
I used to do Jet magazine page 42.
Yeah, but and so, but yeah, man. So what I want to do now is I want to go down a list of 20 cities where interracial dating is popular. And so before we get started, I'm going to start from 20 on up to number 1. Before we get started, I want y'all to tell me, I'm going to go around the table and y'all tell me what does, not cities, states. Y'all tell me what do you think Texas rank out of the 20 states that's on this list? Starting with you. Where does Texas rank in the top 20? What do you think they rank? Number what?
Wild guess.
Number
6.
Okay. / you say number 6. Comedian 96. Where does Texas rank in interracial dating? Okay. 1 through 20.
1 through 20. I'm gonna say too many West. 1, 2, 3. Seattle. I'm going down the West Coast first. 3. 7.
Number 7. So / say 6. Comedian 96. Comedian 96 went through Google Maps and fucking came up with 7.
So one number higher.
Yeah, one number higher. So K Money, where do you think Texas ranked?
Man, I'm gonna say number 1.
Number 1.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's start with number 20. Okay. Number 20 is Arizona.
Okay.
Away from the water, away from the coast.
Arizona. Number 19 is Indiana.
Away from water, away
Can
from
y'all
the coast.
see that so far?
Yes.
Yeah.
Interracial dating. Think about the black folks.
Yeah.
Right. Think about the
Yeah.
black folks too. Yeah.
That may be there. Okay. Number 18, Missouri.
Yeah.
Yep.
Can y'all see that?
I see that. Utah should have been first and 20th, I thought.
Okay.
No, Utah light. I take that back. Go ahead.
Okay. Number 17 is Louisiana.
I wouldn't
Nah, I
have thought
wouldn't have
they'd
guessed
be
that.
that high.
You wouldn't think they would be that high?
Yeah, I think they'd be
Higher. You wouldn't think they'll be that low.
they'd be closer to
Number one. You didn't think they'll be that low.
that low.
Well,
yeah,
think
that's
about
what
it.
I mean. Yeah.
It's Louisiana. They're not gonna really date out their race for real. Think about
Why
it. Louisiana.
not? But you got to remember, was a lot of Frenchmen people there. This is where the Louisiana Purchase come from. Those were French people. So
I get it.
in reality,
Yeah.
you mix them with black people. Now you get this Creole
They
thing.
go niggas. So my
You
mom
know,
called
Got a
Then
point.
too, let's keep this in mind too. When we think of interracial dating, it doesn't necessarily mean black and white.
Yeah, it could be
Comedian 96.
It could be
Yeah.
Spanish.
Comedian 96
Mexican.
said he was overseas
Yeah.
At Japan.
in
Could have
Japan.
been other race,
So,
right.
Yeah, it could be.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I forgot,
keep
yeah.
that in mind.
Yeah.
All right. So number 16 is South Carolina. Can y'all see that?
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
Okay. Number 15, Alabama.
I can't see
I
that.
can't.
Now, that's a little
see that.
different.
Especially after that Alabama brawl.
After that, that's kind of hard
I'm
to see.
surprised they made the list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I cannot see that.
Seemed like some trailer park going on.
Nah, that's the Alabama football players.
That's
Ah.
what it is. Yeah.
Okay. Tennessee, number 14.
Same with that one.
Can y'all see that?
Same. They did
Tennessee.
the same thing as but I'm thinking Memphis. But if you go up to Chattanooga and all that, different.
Well, yeah, I guess.
Yeah. We just thinking of Memphis when we say Tennessee. That's the problem.
But you got a lot. You got Nashville and all of that out there. you know.
Nashville. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Number 13, Michigan.
You're starting to get close to the waters. I can see it.
There's a lot of black folk in Michigan.
Detroit. Well,
Yeah, Detroit.
Michigan,
Yeah.
Okay. Number 12, New Jersey.
Getting closer to the coast. Yes.
wouldn't have thought
Getting
of that. I
closer and
wouldn't
closer
have
to the
thought.
coast.
Why,
Go
why,
ahead.
why you wouldn't have thought that,
Well-
Slash?
Because I guess my thing is the climate.
Yeah, that's it.
You know what I'm saying? Most of our people not gonna be in no cold climate like that. Although there are some that are, you know, but
This-
I just didn't think I would, that many. But you could say it could be different races too, so it don't have to just be white people.
Okay.
I get it.
I can say this. Your next 12, besides Denver, because I think Denver's on this list.
It's got to be on there.
Everybody's going to be on
Well, Denver is a city.
Yeah, that's right.
Colorado.
Colorado. Sorry, Colorado is going to be on that list. Besides Colorado, I think everyone else is going to be on the coast, like New York, Miami, San Diego, California, San Francisco, it's like that. It's going to be a coastal city. Washington State, Seattle,
So
Washington.
what you trying to say? The
Yeah,
coast
the
has
only
a lot
one
to
that's not
do.
going to be coastal is probably Colorado.
So you saying being on the coast has a lot to do with interracial
Yeah, because
dating?
you get a variety of different races of women flying in. So if I'm in California, I'm getting people from Hawaii, Japan, like that. I go on I'm over here in Florida. I get the Colombia. I get those type chicks. Those Rios coming in visit. So
got you.
that's what I'm saying. So yeah, I think the coastal areas they have more chances of dating interracially because they get variety.
Okay. Number 11, Maryland.
Coastal. Yeah.
Did you see that?
I can see that. I say anything coastal, I say yes.
Okay. Number 10, Pennsylvania.
That's not coastal. Nah, that surprised me. It's sort of, but not really. No, it's not. That surprised me.
Okay. Number 9, Ohio.
No, they're not coastal. Damn. I didn't see
didn't
that.
think
I
that.
did
So
not
you're not
see that.
No, you're not.
Did not see
your
that.
coastal theory has been
It's
debunked.
broke. It's debunked. Okay, let's go to 8. Let's go 8 on down. I said 7 was Houston, but go ahead.
No, you said 7 was Texas.
Texas. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Okay. Number 8, Virginia.
Coastal. Told you. My coastal still going. Yeah.
Okay. Number 7, Illinois.
Coastal. Yep. Chicago.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 6, North Carolina.
Ah, you got me.
Wow.
Yeah, you got me.
That's surprising.
That surprised me there. It is a growing city.
that low.
But I will say this, they trying to boost North Carolina. I don't know what's going on, but they've been trying. They doing something. Carolina's growing. It's boosting. So,
Okay. Number 5, Georgia.
oh, well, Atlanta. Yeah, I can see it. Everybody's flying in Atlanta. That's not coastal, so you're right. You got me again.
Number 4, Florida.
Coastal.
Can y'all see that?
Yeah.
Florida?
Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
Okay, now we're down to the top 3, right? Now, Slash, we passed up number 6.
Yeah, we passed 6.
Texas was not there.
Yeah.
Comedian 96, we passed 7. Texas was not there. K Money, you say Texas is number 1.
Yes, sir.
We're at the top 3.
Okay.
Comedian 96, you said Colorado would be here.
I said so. I said it would be.
We're down to the top 3.
Okay.
So far, no Colorado.
No Colorado. Okay.
I believe it's there also.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
But
My boy.
Okay.
The
okay.
West Side.
Okay, now before we reveal the top 3, I want to ask y'all, if you had to date outside your race, which one would you date? I'm going to name 3. White, Hispanic, Asian. You Slash,
Hispanic.
you Comedian 96,
Hispanic.
you K Money,
I think I'm gonna roll with a Hispanic, unless I can find a redhead white girl.
Yeah, they got me. Oh, I was gonna say the same thing. Oh my God,
Hey,
you
you
think
might-
like me, man? I was saying if I could find me a nice redhead like the girl from and the, what was that show? With the what was it? The
Animal to hear
Devil's
too.
Advocate, that redhead that was in Devil's Advocate. Oh, you find her? Oh yeah, it's different. But
Add animal to your list. So
Oh.
if you had Asian, white, Hispanic, or animal,
Yeah.
And so before I reveal mine, Comedian 96. Wait, before I do that, so Slash, you said Hispanic.
Yeah.
Comedian 96 said Hispanic. However, he
it's
piggybacked off K Money
if that redhead,
and said if it was a redhead. K Money said Hispanic, but redhead. Yeah. So now I'm gonna tell you, to me that sounds like if you had a redhead white girl and a Hispanic, y'all both would choose the redhead white girl.
yes.
So, okay. Now, I'm surprised, Comedian 96, that you didn't pick Asian.
Well, because I told you the problem. Why? Remember?
Okay.
Nothing in common. Hispanic, I've dated, and we had.
So
fun.
you don't like
every Hispanic.
you don't
girl-
like cream some young guy.
I don't even know why. Okay, I see. I see.
You don't like cream some young guy?
I see. Yeah, I see.
Okay.
It's not that funny, dude.
Okay. So we down to the top 3, man. The last 3, man. At number 3,
Colorado. Thank you.
New York.
Oh,
Yeah,
coastal.
I can see that.
But my
New
coastal,
York.
My coastal still
At
is
number 3.
okay.
this Texas and Colorado.
I see
Okay.
California,
that.
California, and Colorado.
Like California.
I don't think Texas.
Number 2, Texas.
Oh, it is Texas.
Yeah, it's
All
on
right.
there. Number 2 for it to be so big.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you had to.
You know, you got to
No.
be somewhere down there.
Number 2 is Texas. And number 1 is California.
Cali. Oh, yeah,
I think a lot of that has to do with Hollywood.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't
too.
think so. Yeah, if it's Hawaii.
I think
like
Hollywood
I said,
got a
people
lot to
flying
do
in
with
from
that.
Hawaii, though. I mean, just different races from the coast. Flying, the first city you gonna hit is California.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm surprised Colorado didn't make that list though.
Yeah.
Seemed like they should have been on there because when I visited, that's all I saw.
Exactly. That's what I heard.
And it was more than just black and white. They had the mixed Asians out there. And man, and I tell you, the way they look, they dark skinned but Asians. Yeah. Man, live, like for real, you know.
Yeah. So, in closing, when it comes to interracial dating, man, the way I see it, man, to each his own. And we can't tell who to love. It's just that unfortunately you have people that are on the outside that may have an issue with people dating outside their race, which I don't think is nobody's business.
They stuck in the past.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, man, love who you love, especially Community 96 with Cream Some Young Guy. This includes another dope episode. Tune in tomorrow for Think Thursday. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at 52 Scott Podcast, on Instagram and Facebook, the 52 Scott Podcast. And for all my YouTubers, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Remember, the only way we grow is if you let them know.